Welcome to the Mesonet Weather Report. I'm Wes Lee. After an extremely dry start, October ended with a bang. More than expected rain, ice, and snow totals added much needed moisture to the state's soils. This 10-inch fractional water map from the 3rd gives us an idea of the current moisture levels at that depth. A fractional water index is simply how wet was the gauge reading at that depth. It does not take into account soil above or below that level. A 1 tells us that the gauge is reading very wet, and a 0 means the gauge is not detecting any soil moisture. The green areas show where we are in pretty good shape at this depth. The 2 very dry holdouts show up as red in Harmon County and the Panhandle. Before the last big storm, the soils were in much worse shape. A full 2/3 of the state were yellow or red, including some of our most important wheat areas. Another way of looking at this improvement is with this weekly change in the 10-inch fractional water map. The green areas show an improvement of conditions. Eric and Marshall both recovered from 0 to a full 1.0 over the week. Rain prospects look pretty good next week as well, as seen by this prediction outlook. The greens indicate a higher than normal chance of precipitation. Now here's Gary with the latest drought map.
Thanks, Wes, and good morning, everyone. Well, we finally got some of that ice and snow to melt, and it looked great on the Mesonet maps. What did it do for our Drought Monitor map? Let's take a look. Well, as you can see, compared to last week, we have a much better looking map. Now we have drought confined to far western Oklahoma, southwestern Oklahoma from Harmon County up to parts of Roger Mills County. Now we still have some of those yellows around those drought areas. That's the abnormally dry conditions. That is not necessarily going into drought this time. It's more coming out of drought. And then we have that area down in south central Oklahoma. That's an area we're going to have to watch more closely for drought development. That's an area that's possibly going into drought. They've missed out on the good rainfalls. Speaking of the good rainfall and actually ice and snow, it would be nicer if it was mostly rain, but over the last 30 days we can see some really generous rainfall amounts. Again, some of this is melted snow and ice, but 4 to 5 inches across many parts of the state. It's hard to see the areas that don't have a lot of good rainfall on this map, so let's take a look at the departure from normal map for this same time frame. Then we can see those areas with deficits. Well, anywhere in the green, those are the places that did really well with this past storm. But we see those areas in yellow, down in yellow and orangish color, down in south central and southeast Oklahoma. Deficits for the last 30 days, getting up there close to 3 inches for some areas. So that's going to be, like I said previously, an area we're going to have to watch for drought development. But other areas got a good dose of moisture, eradicated some of that drought, and we're on our way to hopefully eradicating some more of it if we can get some more rainfall. So we got a good boost, one good storm. Now we need another good storm or just a few smaller storms to really put us into some action across west central Oklahoma, areas that missed out on the good rains and snows and ice this last go around. That's it for this time. We'll see you next time on the Mesonet Weather Report.